das auch war Teil von Performance. Genau, also das Theaterresidenz, was wir heute Abend sehen werden, ist ein Projekt durch die Unterstützung des Riso-Raso-Programms möglich gemacht im Rahmen der Initiative Zivilgesellschaftliche Zusammenarbeit, organisiert vom Auswärtiges Amt. Das Programm wird vom Ukrainischen Institut in Deutschland in Zusammenarbeit mit Inschasvita koordiniert. Hauptpartner sind NGOs Sklad.0, das ist eine ukrainische Zivilgesellschaft, und VCV, das ist eine deutsche. Besonders möchten wir bei unserer Unterstützerin bedanken, vor allem Kirsten Liebka, Please Follow, Gelsen My Love, auch Sabine Kitte aus Institut für Staatsgeschichte und der ihresige NGO After the Silence. Ja, ich glaube alles gesagt, dass es auch durch die Residenz geschafft wurde, und ich freue mich total mit euch, das fast zum ersten Mal zu sehen. Und da gibt es ziemlich viel Raum für Diskussionen und auch Mitarbeit, Mitwirkung. Deswegen würde ich ganz gerne unsere Jokerin einladen. Das ist Jana Salachova. Sie ist aus Kiew zu uns gekommen, und dann übergebe ich an dich. Wichtige Info noch, dass es auf Deutsch, Englisch und Ukrainisch stattfinden. So now I switch to English, and I'm happy to welcome Jana Salachova, our jokers, to this performance.
Nice to meet you. I represent NGO Theatre for Change, and I'm working with the participatory theatre, forum theatre, the main idea of which is to build dialogue with the spectators. Like you today are the main star, the main people with whom we want to raise some questions that we come up on our residency. And the forum theatre, basically, do you know, anyone know what is forum theatre? Ever come up with this work or have been there? I mean, I'm not asking, of course, our actors already know this, but maybe someone from the audience. No. Okay. Have you been to traditional theatre? Yes. Would you raise your hand? So, many of you. So then I will explain you the difference between traditional theatre and forum theatre. In forum theatres, like in traditional theatre, of course, you have like the beginning of the play with the main character who faces some crisis, some problem. And in traditional theatre, the crisis starts, and then we have a solution. This solution is provided by scriptwriter, by the director, or by the whole team that creates this play. And you just fully observe it, and that's it. In forum theatre, the play stops at the peak of crisis. Why? Because the main idea of forum theatre is just to ask questions about the certain issue which could be an issue in the society, and just together with the audience, with the members of the community, to search for the answers. Because each of you has your own life experience. Each of you might have your own ideas you might share to search for the answers to the questions that we suggest. And this forum play was created by the people. Some of them have theatre experience and background, some of them not. But what united our art residence members, it's the connection to the topic of forced labor migration to the Germany, and the question about memory, about the way how we can work with this memory, how now is it important or not, and how the present events could influence the past, and should we rethink it or not. Now I invite you, because as you understand, in this in our forum theatre, spectator might come and change something in the performance. In our theatre, you can really change some of the actors and suggest your idea in case you have an idea how to present it in another way, to have another perspective, another scenario. And just for you not to be afraid, Because in forum theater, we celebrate mistakes. Because when people became adults, usually we don't act because we already feel ashamed of, okay, if I would make mistake, I don't feel very happy. But mistakes are source of our experience. And when you do something, when you act, you already will learn what I will do next or I will not do. So, just to prepare for that, I want to have some small warm-up with you. Just find a neighbor next to you, and could you turn to him? Just if it's possible, can you just find a pair for yourself? Maybe if you can, I ask you to sit just close to one another, and just choose who will be spring or autumn. Just choose between you who would like to be spring or autumn. Okay. And so, have you decided? Great. Now the person who is spring, just put your wrist this way. No, I mean, you could just do it this way. And so, your partner, the task for your partner to use any non-violent strategy to make sure to convince you to open it, to open your hand. Anything. Just use your creativity just to convince your person just to open your hand. Okay? Is it clear? Yeah? Please try. Please try to do that. Yes. Вам пояснить українську? Ні, я просто не тобто треба затиснути. А потім поміняти. But I see essentially first after the not just directly. You can change. And if you will finish from both partners, just raise your hand. I will see that you are finished. Are you done? Okay. Could you raise your hands who succeeded to convince his partner to open his hand? Can you show me 10? Raise your hands who succeeded. Wow. Great. Anyone, have you named any strategy that was successful? Just an example. Anyone? I can share. I think you were better in this, but what I asked you to show me 10 with the fingers. Aha, with the hand. So the strategy was a little bit like joke or cheating, just to show the hands. And now, could you raise your hands, those who were not succeeding? And there was people who were not succeeding to convince his partner. I was not succeeding 3 times before. And what was your strategy question which was not successful.
I asked kindly to obviously, and then I asked to pass me the page, and then I asked to what he would do if there would be a sun, finally sunny after a long winter.
So you see, it's like in our forum theater. We try different strategy, but in non-violent way, to see what works and what might not work. And this way, this is kind of very, very simple model that we try to use in our play. And now, because I feel you are relaxed, you're already laughing, and I'm sure you are ready to act and to transform from spectator to the actor, I would give a sign to our actors, if you are ready. And I will have some small task for you. While you will be watching now this play, just listen to your emotions, to your heart. Do you really like what is going on the stage? Is it somehow familiar to you, resemble something? And do you want to change something about the situation? Just for yourself, just to think about this and just asking your question why you want to look at this. And the last point, before we start, we have some small ritual. Because as I said, not all of our team are actors, and we need some sign, some ritual for them to transform from non-actors to actors. It's very simple. You just need to say 1, 2, 3, action. Can we try to rehearse? Okay. 1, 2, 3, action. Beautiful. But let's do it more loudly, just for people to have a sign. Okay? 1, 2, 3, action.
We went through a medical examination. I tried to fake a disease of the internal organs, but it didn't work, and the police kicked me out of the doctor's room by trampling on me. Thus began my journey to Germany.
There was hunger. We were only fed turnips. Together with us in the factory, French, Belgians, Italians, Dutch, Poles worked. For them, they cooked specially, and they behaved much better towards them than us.
"13 years old remind. Later, after 2 days, we, about 100 people, were also taken to Gelsenkirchen. König Wilhelmstrasse, we were accommodated in some former storage room, where 3-floor beds were, straw mattresses, toilets for women and men. There are first days of our stay in Germany.
Dear mother, to you I chirp like a little bird, to you I send my words along, and with the wild and restless winds, oh God, everything in me aches. You know it well, my health is failing, my teeth are hurting, my head is hurting. I would like to tie my head in a little white kerchief and send my thoughts home on a grey-winged falcon.
I often remember the master with gratitude and warmth of the department. His name was Henry, under whose direction I worked in the factory. Risking his own life, he left me, hidden from everyone else after lunch, somewhere in the remote corner, a sandwich. Unnoticed, he shows me the place and goes somewhere himself. Thanks to him, I didn't go hungry.
We were brought to our territory and housed in a pigsty. We were there for 3 months. There was no food, dirt, lies. Boys were drafted into the army, girls returned home, sorted by areas back. The soldiers of our army made a lot of fun of us, insulted us, said that they had protected the homeland and we had been busy with God knows what.
Do not speak about it at home. Do not tell.
Best girlfriend. We were born almost in one day. And we were together in a school from the first grade, and then together in the second grade, and in the third grade, and then... yeah.
I would like to meet your Ola.
I also would like to meet my Ola.
Let's go. Where is she?
Nobody knows where is she. I didn't see her since I was 17. Oh, it was far, far, far away. It was, let me think. It was 1943. 1943, and it was war. And all the girls from our village from 16 to 18 years old should come to the club in the village. You was in our club last summer.
Yeah, we saw very funny film there.
Yeah, but
I really liked it.
yeah, but at that time it was not so funny. We should come to our club, all the girls, almost all
And
the
boys.
No, all the girls should come, and we didn't know what to expect. We were so good, and our parents sent us there because it was an order from the Germans. And we spent all the night there, all the night in a coat because it was winter and there was no heizung. And we were so cold all the night. And then the next day we were forced to go to the Germany. But next morning I woke up and there was no Ola. I was asking everyone, did you see my best friend Ola? Did you see Ola? Where is the Ola? Where is the Ola? But nobody knew where is the Ola. A few girls also disappeared, but then they were returned. They told that they wanted to escape because nobody wanted to go to Germany. I was too scared to escape. But girls, they were hiding in a forest all the night, and then they heard shooting, and they were like animals. The Germans almost like hunted them, and they came back, but nobody saw Ola.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, and I do not know what happened with her. And then it was not the time to think about Ola, because we were on the way for 2 weeks. We already didn't count the days. We were 2 weeks on our long way to Germany. My German language is so difficult. To the city, I do not remember. Such a long name of the city. And we came there were so many people, but in train it's not like trains that you used to travel with your parents.
I like to travel with.
With that travel you wouldn't be so excited because we had no place to lay, we had almost no place to sit. We should stand all of these days and it was very cold. We had nothing to eat, such a small piece of bread we spread, shared to all our friends. And also we shooting and always yelling. And I also had another friend, not so close as Ola, we called her Nastya. And one day I woke up and I heard that she is crying. She is crying so terribly. I had never heard that somebody is crying so terribly. And I
Looking for the house number 130.
Yes.
This is 132.
Yes, and this is 131, but we are looking for 130. Where is it?
Yeah, have you seen the construction work around the corner?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that building is 130.
Oh,
It's demolished.
Is this right? Okay, so what should we do?
Come
There is no
here.
house.
Sorry.
Why are you looking for that building? Are you looking for a flat?
No, we are from Essen actually.
We have a flat in Essen.
Yes.
You don't sound like an Essener.
Where are you from?
Oh, yeah. Originally, we are from Donetsk.
Yes.
Oh,
Russia.
No, actually it's Ukraine. We are Ukrainians.
Yeah, but it's already like 12 years. 12 years
Oh.
in Russia.
Yes, no. I mean, actually,
It was even referendum.
Yeah,
but it's illegal and it's a war lasting for 10 years. Now it's even bigger, and that's why we came to Germany to escape the war because the Russians attacked the
We
war.
don't like this all politics.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. We don't want to bother you with politics.
Yeah.
But we are looking for our great-grandmother's traces. Maybe you can help us. She was living here, or she was here.
Yeah, so
Your great-grandma was German.
No. She is Ukrainian. She worked like years ago here, and we have just a postcard of the house. It looks like that. So she worked here and lived here maybe 2 years.
Where she worked?
In a colliery, I think. Yeah, like a coal mines.
Mine? Oh no, I don't think it's not a women's work, it's men's work.
Yeah, but that's
no
hard.
way.
These days, women were also forced to work in coal mines.
Forced?
Yes. So this was during the Second World War. There was a forced workers, and there was like thousands of them. They were coming to
That's
Germany.
Yeah.
That's the right.
And no, this is I think after war.
Zwangsarbeiter.
Yes.
Ostarbeiter. Ostarbeiter.
Yes, but it was Ukrainians, and so she came. They grew up here on the street. She was a young woman, and so she came to Germany, and she worked there so hard.
we would like to find out what happened to her because we lost all the traces.
She didn't come back home, or maybe we just don't understand.
It's such a pity story, such a sad story, but you know, like the building was just demolished.
But
I don't know what could I do with this.
maybe you know there is some monument for Ukrainians.
Some place where we can go.
Yes, there is some monument, Russian soldiers.
Yes, Soviet
monument.
Soviet soldiers memorial.
Yeah, she was just a young woman, and we are Ukrainians. She
No
was
soldier.
no
Russian.
no Russians. No
Civilian, yeah.
So we are looking. Maybe there was like Ukrainian forced labor's monument. There was 2 million of Ukrainians, and
2 millions.
Yes.
2 millions of Ukrainians.
Yes.
Or a bit more, maybe.
So
Friedhof. Maybe you need to go to a cemetery. Yeah.
maybe she's buried there.
Cemetery.
We
I don't know. Like, is it separate place for Ukrainians? Maybe?
No, not a
There is no separate place for you.
No memorial, no separate place. No. There was like in 90s there was one teacher who wanted to. He did some project with but this was just temporary. So, but
no monuments.
New monuments. We don't need new monuments. You're a tourist. Have you been to a city center? Have you seen? Everything is closed. All shops are closed. Buildings demolished. We don't have money to rebuild, to renovate, and for new
Apples cost 5 euros right now.
5 euros.
I understand.
Yes. So, but when there is no monument and no place to remember them, what can we do that our ancestors are not forgotten?
Thank you to our actors and actresses. And so now I would like to ask you about what have you seen? What do you think these scenes were about? What kind of questions they raise? Maybe you have any thoughts. You can just raise your hands and maybe just share. There is no right or wrong, just you can share your impression, what you saw.
I would like to say that wir sind aus Chemnitz und in Chemnitz gibt es ein Memorial, ein Denkmal für Ostarbeiter. Wir haben gefunden von dem Monument, also es ist wichtig.
So there was a monument. Sorry, there was a monument. We found a monument in Stadt Chemnitz. In Chemnitz, yes. But is it for Ukrainians or is it just for all Ostarbeiter?
So you just mentioned that there are some monuments, but once again they're not specifically defined. Like
which nations, from where these people were, right? Okay. Yeah, we have some language barrier, but we'll try to manage that. Anyone else who want to share what you saw? What kind of issues this play raised? What kind of questions?
I think in the first part actually just visualized kind of experience that we also, some of us probably made of stories that were not told, because it was kind of, yeah, a topic that was difficult, talking about war, about what happened, because it was very cruel, especially talking with kids. That's also an experience I made with my grandfather's and yeah, and that's also difficulty in like keeping this memory somehow for the future, that what happened. So it's necessary to talk about it and to keep it somehow. So yeah, how to find the balance between like having there a kind of, yeah, I don't know how to deal with it. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So basically it's that this is very difficult issues to talk, and but still there is some idea that there is necessary, or there needs to be some way how to deal with this memory and how to make sure it's not forgotten. Okay. Who else? Who would agree or support the idea that? What is your name?
Inga.
Inga. Anyone else who supported that? Okay, some people has. Any other ideas or anything else that you maybe observed in the performance and that you would like to mention that was important for you somehow? Okay. I would ask who was in this, we have two scenes, so who was for you like the main actors? Who did ask some questions or had some questions or some issues they would like to raise and to solve? Can you name who was that for you? What kind of scene you had? Just if you can remind me.
In the first scene it was the little girl. In the first scene it was the little girl. She had the questions, and then she wanted to get some more knowledge about the past of her grandma. And the second one, the two women standing there who were looking for also the history of the grandma. Yeah. Grandma.
So like young girl that would like to learn more about history of her family, and Ukrainian who also would like to learn just to see maybe some public memory about her relatives. Is it familiar, these questions, to like your society? Do you raise it somehow? Can you raise your hands for whom these questions are like it's close to you? Okay. Some people raise their hands. Thank you. And in our theater we have, of course, it's not a theater to give advices, but just the way that you can try to help people to receive what they want. What kind of obstacles do you observe, like with this girl? What is kind of obstacle that she faced just not to learn about her history? What kind of problem she has? What doesn't help her to learn it? Maybe not only Inga.
Male father who interrupted.
Father. Why do you think he's interrupting? So what is your idea? Why she tries to do this way? Just rashly stop his mother to talk. Why? This.
I think he wanted to protect his daughter, but he also wanted to protect himself because
Why? What means to protect himself? Protect from what? What is the danger in that information?
Maybe the pain he also had it inside because he's the son of his mother, and we all know about this transgenerational traumata which are given from one generation to the other, and maybe he was not prepared for that in that situation.
Thank you very much for this answer. And how you learn? Does your society, or where you were growing up, because you are also from different countries and different societies, is there any information you can learn how to deal with pain or with the shame? Where you get this information? How to deal with this?
From nowhere.
Ah,
From nowhere, by ignoring this.
aha. So it's one of the strategy. Great strategy. Yes,
I
Inga?
think there are also a lot of books. I think there are also a lot of books, especially like about death, for example. It's a very pain you can feel. So I think there's a lot of literature dealing with this topic as well. So yeah. So, or going to church.
Okay, I will try to check this. So we have to answer. Ignoring that and reading the books about death or some kind of, who is who is doing first strategy? Raise your hand. Or did it in the past? You just ignore this pain or trying to protect yourself from this pain. Okay. And who did try to learn, either from literature or trying to use any other resources? Okay. I'm confused, is that the same people? Almost the same. Okay, so you probably, first strategy.
Not that young, we are not that young.
First you ignore, but then you can't ignore the
Just ignore and then say, okay, does it work? Probably need to learn some. Okay. So you understand his father, as I understand. Do you have any idea what can be done to help this girl to learn still and to build some relations with her grandmother, to listen to the story? Maybe you have any idea how to intervene into this scene and maybe change the situation. I don't know whom you could change in that situation. We have a young lady, we have her father, very protective, and we have grandmother. Oh, Inga, you have. Okay. Can I ask you to come here?
To play. I was just thinking about talking about it.
Yes, of course we are talking about this, but in our theater, because everywhere we are talking, talking on debates, on round tables, everywhere. But in our theater, what is different? You can try out your idea, because it's very different when it is in your head and when you really try out, is it works. It's a safe environment. Our actors ready to improvise and help you.
We have not more time than you.
But it's one of the way you can try out how to embody your idea, to make sure that it works. Do you want to try? Okay, great. Question to you, whom you would like to change in that scene? Like we have... Or to add. Or maybe you have some other idea just to add some character to the scene.
Okay, I would actually go into the role of the father to find a solution of how to deal with the situation.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So, and from which moment you want this scene to be started?
I mean, like...
When he's coming?
Yeah, I think that would be logical.
Just a few seconds before he's trying to rush and to stop. Okay, so I invite once again our actors, let's see, to help to build once again the scene.
It's also first experience in our lives. Yes. Don't be so.
Grandmother Doris will bring your water later.
And once again, just for you to have time to start the play, we are asking you as a spectators to have to repeat our ritual with this 1, 2, 3 action. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3 action.
Oh, and I had another friend, not so close as Ola, but her name is Anastasia.
Hey.
And actually,
Good evening, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
What are you doing?
We're talking and Greg tells me a very interesting story. You have to listen to it. It's so interesting. What story?
oh, I know the story. You also know these stories. You also wasn't that age. I told how in an... I already forgot. In 1943, I was 17 years old. And you know the stories. The Germans forced us girls from 16 to 19 years old.
I remember. I have an idea. I think probably it's already a little bit late, but like I thought, how is it about like you're going to bed now? Because it's very late, but we can talk about it tomorrow evening. Probably. What do you think about it? Like going to bed now? I know, but then you keep this excitement. Yeah. But you can keep this excitement. And then tomorrow we will talk about it again.
Yes, but tomorrow.
My king.
It's tomorrow. Today is
I know, but it's very late. Would you please go to bed
just a
now?
little bit, please.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Like, now you go to bed, and then, like, I'm telling you now, I have to force you now to go to bed, because I need to chat with your grandma a little bit, and then tomorrow we will go on. Like, yeah, I promise.
But I get so horrible day, and my friend Ola doesn't.
And then the dog is always barking and then nothing
Okay, yeah, I remember this dog, yeah, horrible.
And she started to tell it, and it's so interesting. I want to tell that.
But it's a very, very long story, and it's already very, very, very late, and you need to go to school tomorrow, so first you go to bed now, and then after you come back from school tomorrow, we will continue. Yeah.
Anichka, we will talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Should listen to your
But
father.
Sure. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. Don't forget to brush the teeth.
Okay.
Switch on me my TV.
Let us talk about it, because I think it's very important that we talk about what happened, but probably we need to find a way that's a little bit less crude, you know?
But we cannot change the history. What happened?
course.
Happened. We can do not talk about it at all.
But probably we just start a little bit like softer with a story, even if it's very important to not like go over some very important informations, but I'm just thinking about like, because she's still very, very small, if it would be better to have a child-friendly version of the story, and everything that you experience you write down, you know?
Boy, only if you're writing and I'm talking, you know. I
We
even
can do
don't
that.
need to read the
Write it down. We write it down, and then if she's old enough, like because there happened a lot of stuff that is very, very emotional and intense, and I think it's very important to write it down so we can keep it like, yeah, and then we have what happened on paper, and can give it to her when she's older.
Okay, but first of all, she is expecting something for tomorrow.
Yeah, therefore we.
As a second
have
one,
a
I have
child.
also a question. Do you remember something what I told you when I was a little bit younger? Because you also know all of these stories,
Yeah.
and you them and not only help me, you also can fix how
Yeah.
you remember them.
Yeah, of course. Of course, if you are fine with that, then I could also take this and I can tell her the story.
But I want to tell you that we have not so much time.
I know that. I know. I'm free now. I can write down everything now.
Well, now I should you make a break, and after we can make some notes.
That's
But
fine.
we should discuss what we're telling her tomorrow,
Yeah.
because you gave your word to her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
But what if the Anastasia was raped? She was raped, and I cannot change nothing. How should we tell her this?
Probably that there have been bad things to her, but you don't go into details. That things that hurt her very much, for example. You know? Because explaining what probably, I don't know how old she is actually. So
You have so many children.
It's your child!
You are like father, like son.
yeah.
30 seconds to get what you want.
No, sounds like a plan, as you Zoomers saying. We should start tomorrow writing this down.
Yeah.
2 versions. Mine, but you writing.
Yeah.
And yours, and you writing.
Okay.
And meet you tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
And switch on me my TV.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Maybe someone does not feel it's good, it works. Any other? Okay, let's try. Raise your hands who is supporting the idea that this is great strategy. It might work in life. Raise your hand. Okay, many people do that, but not all. So I will ask those people who did not raise their hands.
No, I raised.
You raised their hand.
But I have, for one people, it works, yeah, it's good strategy. I have my experience, so I was a child and I had my grandma who was so I'd like to know all the facts. So
And
it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those films about war were also not for child, but we all saw them. So.
Okay. Thank you. Any other feedback about this intervention?
I have not really nice one. I mean, like I said, it would work if you are not from the war zone, because you could save your child from traumatic experience from the past of your grandma, but you live in some much more terrible time and bombs flying above your head. So it will not save Ukrainian grandchild from terrible traumatic experience because they have new. This is my
okay. Yeah.
But can I add something?
Yes.
I mean,
It's
so that maybe
it has sense, but the trauma is already there.
yeah, but maybe it helps to talk about one
sure,
trauma
I
to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that it's.
Strategy is right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have then another question, and then we go to grandma, to your character. Yes. I will ask you a little bit why you agreed on all of this writing, text, and all of this. How this father could change to this father? What should be done? Just this father became this kind of father.
Cancel patriarchy.
What you should do? What you should do that you would have this kind of son who would come to his mother and talk in this way? Any ideas like how
Inga said
this kind of miracle would happen? You see the difference between this father and this father. What should be done that this father to appear in real life, from your point of view?
Should be dialogue in society.
About what?
About past and about culture of remembrance.
About necessity and
yes, and it should be in school, not like, look, what have you done, or from German side, yeah, or from Ukrainian side, we are all victims. So should be dialogue, should be real such meetings, maybe with some evidence fixed in oral or in a writing way. But this dialogue should start in the school, adequate democratic way, and then the people, when they became parents, they are ready to talk about this.
Anyone from the audience wants to add something? How we should raise this kind of fathers or parents?
Yeah, maybe also because like it's about like existing like particular examples. So, for example, to start to write down history of your family and with this making examples like for others, like, oh my God, yeah, true, I can do this, like by recording my family, to speak for my family, like kind of like, yeah, this way of also like family tradition, listening to each other.
Okay.
By the way, such a project appears, and also such a, because I participated with my, because I used to work in the school, and we participated with children in, it was competition for oral history, and was a task to fix some stories. It was supported by the Czech Republic, some organization, but also here in Germany I found a book, and I have no opportunity now to fill it in, but it's called Oma erzählt. And there are such a questionnaire to Oma, and to fix all of these answers. There are no other questions about the war, but also it's a way.
So, question now to character of our beautiful grandmother. Well, you agreed?
I have two versions.
Okay.
The first one, he is holding my bank card. He has a full access to my money. And the second one, of course, is a joke. But I a little bit, all my inner soul is against of this attitude. You know me a few days, you guys, you know. But the second one, I try to act as my grandma. Because she was a person with disabilities after stroke for more than 20 years, and she lived with us in our flat, and we treat her very good. I swear that. But I mean that if something, of course, parents are coming from a work tired, or somebody doesn't want to talk, and her strategy was, okay, if you do not want, I just keep silent. I just keep silent, or I agree. This is why I raised a hand first, that my first strategy in life was to keep silent because it was such a heritage from my parents, and then I started to read books. Daria Ivanova is not agree with this, but Daria Ivanova had the same grandma, so I just copy-paste her.
Okay, thanks. And question to our actress. Okay. Do you feel your strategy works? After you try out it now in Ukraine?
I don't know, because we didn't try it. Really, like, you have to test for it.
Yeah.
That will work at the end if you can tell a story in a different way, child-friendly. And it always depends on different factors as well, like how old is the child and different things, and how is the education in general, and blah blah blah. But yeah, it was a way of where I thought, like, in the position of the father who is very protective, that would be the one solution that could probably work. Like, but there are also different adults, like different parents that probably would say, like, yeah, let's talk about it here now, about everything. So, but in his position, I thought, like, probably if he wants to protect his daughter, then this is the best solution for that.
Thank you.
But I don't think that he's protecting her. I think he's just afraid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but fear is also part of our strategy or coping strategy. Let's once again to thank our and what kind of question it is there. Just remind me from the audience. What was it? What kind of question we have from Ukrainian who is searching for his grandmother? What kind of need she has? Surprising.
I think like it's kind of like especially in the connection with the full-scale invasion that after 2022 it began to be again like quite visible this need of commemoration, like, and it raised the topic of the places where to commemorate, like because you again in the circle of like murmuring, and here I think it's like of this like empty spots, not fulfilled, like from different like perspectives, like remembering what happened in the Second World War, like not only like who been like the sides of it, but also what have been behind like Soviet Union, and in the same time this like traces which have disappeared because it's already kind of like 81 after the war is finished, so 81 years. So it's quite a lot. So some buildings doesn't been built for so like to be tagged for such a long period. So I think like this like fragile memory also as something physical.
Okay. Question to you: do you think? Just raise your hand if you feel that there is a need for public memory, and memory that is somewhere in public places that you easily could access it, and second, that there is need for this somehow distinguishing who were these people, from which country. So just maybe any comments from your side. We are in the city where, from our side, we didn't find this kind of public science. So there are specialized places like Archive Center, there is a museum, but still you would not find information that there were like people from Soviet Union, and there will be no detailization from which country these people came from. But as you see, there is a need now for relatives to name all of this. So question to you: do you think is it real now to raise in Gelsenkirchen some petition to build a public memorial for that? Okay. So, no conflict. Tomorrow we will open the petition, collect the signatures for that.
Well, do you know how many people were from Ukraine were here as
in Gelsenkirchen?
or in Ruhrgebiet or in Germany?
In Germany it was 2 million. Actually, we all mentioned this in
here is 40,000 euros.
Yeah, but 40,000 the whole. Also
without any.
Yeah,
Sorry.
different. Yeah.
But in whole Germany it were over 2 million, approximately over 2 million from Ukraine.
And Ruhrgebiet is 40,000. Yeah. But everything is very good fixed. So we saw these cars of Ostarbeiters. And even if they are determined as a Soviet of the Russians, there is mentioned the place of births.
But it's a lot of work.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
And some were also wrong located. So the Nazis were precise in protocols, but not so precise with locations and names. So you never know. Actually, this is what I learned when I was talking to.
But is it possible to find our relatives when we know the name and what time they were brought here, to gegangen?
Ich glaube, wir können auch auf Deutsch mal sprechen.
Ja, wenn es einfach ist. Ja.
For some, yes, it's possible because again, a lot of documentation was, but sometimes that information is lost.
Aber da ist das Archipel.
Yeah, in Mainz, yeah?
Ja, man kann über das Internet tatsächlich Namen eingeben und
Armsten Archives.
Archive. Und dort kann man tatsächlich Namen eingeben und da wurden wohl schon einige gefunden.
So, das ist ein Ressource?
Ja, das ist eine Ressource. Ich glaube ursprünglich auch aus Amerika und freigegeben jetzt für Recherchen.
Darf ich noch fragen, wenn diese Territorium jetzt ist in Polen, aber früher das war in Deutschland. Sind auch diese Leute auch da? Und
Das ist eine sehr interessante Frage. Entschuldigung, dass ich... We still also learning. We still don't know a lot. And yeah, but I think they consider, because in those territories was a lot of concentration camps, and some of forced labor, like Zwangsarbeiter, also kept concentration camps and died there. So not all of them come back. Some stayed in Germany and integrated somehow, maybe in society, like the grandmother of my friend. So she's German, 75%, and her granny is from Ukraine, and she was a Zwangsarbeiter. Some come back to Ukraine and other places, but some were kept to the concentration camps and died.
Ja, ich glaube, es ist sehr schwer, immer noch das auseinanderzuhalten. Aber wir finden, if I can say that, we think it's time to do this, not only for Ukrainians, but also, of course, especially now for Ukrainians, but also for, because if we always use the same term that the Nazis used, we don't come, I mean, I'm German, and I just heard from a lot of stories that you all put in one pot, like, oh, you're from Russia, and it comes from that term, like Ostarbeiter, like the Ostzone, like, you know, we should learn to differ that.
But there is another aspect of this. It was only like a German part of war, but before Soviet Union collapse, all this narrative was led only by Russia, like by Moscow, and so this history of these people, Ostarbeiter, they were written by them, and of course they were like given their narratives, their ideas. They write those people, Soviet Union. Sometimes they were fighting to build some monuments for forced labor from Soviet Union, and now they continue to do that, like to tell them that we are brothers and this is all Russians, there is no Ukrainians. So that's why it's important to change this narrative, to give voices to oppressed, to like, we were former colony, Ukraine was a colony, and this is empire, and to give voices to colonized people, and that's why it's important to acknowledge that. Soviet Union does not exist anymore.
Someone wants to restore it, but yes.
Yeah.
Question to you, very practical, because all of you raised your hand that you are all agreeing for this public memorial to be built. But we have in our scene like two ordinary German ladies who are really skeptical about these ideas. Do you think you have idea how you would talk? Or like, first of all, question to you. Do you think that, I mean, of course, I understand that most of you are either Ukrainians or support Ukrainian people and understand this context very well, but because you're living in this society, can you name out those arguments that Germans might be against? Because as far as I understand, if you want to build something in public space in the city, you need some kind of dialogue and debate with people, and make sure that you convince them that this is important. So, do you think there will be any arguments against this monument, and what kind of arguments it could be? We already heard some, like very poor city, and you know, it's not a priority at all, but any other arguments that we can try to address them And in case some of you would volunteer really to take this initiative and really try to work with Archive Center, because we already start this conversation with them, that you really need somehow to define and make sure that there will be not just Soviet Union as a historical term, but to make sure that there will be Ukrainians there. And how you would do that for people. So we already start this kind of dialogue, but another way or step, it could be also raise a discussion about this public memorial. So any ideas how you would talk to these Germans?
It's only an expectation, but I think maybe they're afraid about other groups of people also coming up with the need of a memorial for them. And they just want to say, okay, we have one place, this is for all of you. And if we start to differ, the different, I don't know how to say it in English, but on the other hand...
It's like fighting between all these groups, that all of them need to have like memorial for...
But it's also fine, just in one park.
Okay. In one row.
And yeah, we will go to our Stella or wherever, or book or case or leather or wherever.
It's a good point, and anyone who would try to address this issue. So
I wanted to add
one
something.
idea that
I wanted to just add something.
Yeah.
It's also, I guess, they're afraid of just to say how to say, yeah. Also einfach ihren Schuldeingeständnis sozusagen zu zementieren. Das ist auch so ein Rumlavieren darum, dass man dann lieber sagt, nein, wir haben doch unseren Part getan. So,
so going into detail always means going into your own detail, into your own
pain.
Yeah.
It's again about pain.
Yes, again, about feeling guilty and feeling responsible. Okay, yes. So, any ideas how this issue could be addressed? Because I think it's quite fair, argument that people might voice out.
Memory does not always mean to have a monument. Sometimes it also is kind of enough, or the first step to have probably like a big place, like how do you call it, Platz. I don't know where you give like kind of and name it after someone who was like a victim of this time. Like we have this for Roma people, for example, Roma and Sinti in Gelsenkirchen, and for many other people. So then you don't have this big monument that you need to build and invest money into it. So, but then you at least have the name somewhere.
Okay.
In the first step.
Two more hands.
Maybe you start.
Okay. We were talking about this before to present, and of course I can understand that argument because a lot of people and I want to say that currently we also have a very fragile and controversial situation with relationship with Poland, and so we have a lot of discussions, and only one solution that adequate is that historians from Ukraine and from Poland, they are working objectively on one, recognizing who was guilty here, who was guilty here. It's not a place where we're fighting, where we try to find the real truth. And it also should be, if you're talking about park, people from a different, representatives from different groups, not honored but experted enough to propose something. And I agree that it shouldn't be, because I was born in Soviet Union, I have this monument like this, so it's too much. And of course it could be something, we were talking today about this Stein, dedicated to the people who were murdered during the Holocaust. And also what we have in Ukraine, it should be should be decided by a community, and we have such tools as application digital city, and there are some proposals that you can vote for this, and such people as Kirsten, who is the expert in I do not charge you to do this. I mean, I'm very interested in developing the city and feeling this responsibility, and I hope such people can be found and to give some proposals, not only for Ukrainian monuments, but not huge ones, and also to give for people, for the society to vote for this. And I told today that it also could be just a suitcase with all the names. Okay, there are a lot, but can think how it could be on a railway station where these 40,000 Ukrainians were brought. So it's the first stop that they saw in Germany. So it should be a decision of community, but a decision.
Okay. I'm just wondering, it's more a question.
Yes.
Isn't it also possible to maybe just add something to the still existing monuments? I mean, or to change them? Because, yeah, like names, or I mean, in the end, they're every, I don't know, 10 years, they even have to be cleaned or something. So maybe there is an option to add something, because history is also, we learn more things, so it makes sense that memorials change.
And the same when the new history happens.
Yeah,
and this is what I repeat again and again when I was like raising this idea about, for example, in 2 weeks there will be beautiful day of Soviet army won the Second World War, and yes, and there is no place for us Ukrainians in Berlin to come safely to think about my great-grandpa who died there, because there will be Russians with Russian flags and vodka and Russian imperial flags and Soviet Union flags, and they're dangerous, and I cannot even come with my Ukrainian flag because it's forbidden by German government in that particular day, because there will be fight. And it's not dangerous, and it's not safe for me to go even on the streets in that day as a Ukrainian, because new history was written like 4.5 years ago now. And it's already not acceptable for us to be in that one pot as a Ost zone, as a Ostarbeiters, as a Soviet Union army nashapka. So what I try to say, if there some will be new Britain words and plus Ukrainians, and I will go there in that day, I will be kicked by a bottle of vodka. And I don't want that. This is the thing.
So that's why
And there's something new happened in the history already, what cannot be demolished.
I think it could be done step by step, but
Yeah.
yes, I agree with Cynthia that first, and with Dalia, about the way that first it's about decision of the community. I really hope that this conversation could be just the first maybe step, because we already talked to some academicians in Gelsenkirchen. Now we're talking to the community members, just trying to see if this idea is necessary, there is a need for further steps, for further conversations that can be done, and maybe there will be people who would like to raise it already, like officially, publicly. But yes, there still need to be more dialogue, more talk, to learn different positions and to find a way, if there is a way, just to make the history inclusive enough. Now, because for now, like I'm living in Kiev, and of course for now, for Ukrainians, commemoration and memory now it's a very live process, as we have people dying each day, and we are searching for different rituals, how not to forget all of this, because of us it's a very life process, and there is many either chaotic things that people do just how they feel it emotionally. There is dialogue with the government, and there is different initiatives that are popping out, and there is some inclusive history, like to make sure that all of people with different narratives will be part of it. So probably it could be also as a way to make the history of this very sad events that happened many, many years ago. But so far, the present events push us to rethink them, a little bit reframe them.
Yeah, I want to tell who is from Germany here, who is not from Ukraine, do not think that we do not have such a problem. We are still in this process of decommunization, first of all, of our mind. And currently, you mentioned Kiev, we have a big discussion in Kiev what to build on a place where for decades was a Lenin monument. Lenin started to fall down in Ukraine since beginning of 90s. But Lenin apart, so fallen of Lenin monument, started in 2014 when we had our revolution. 13. December of 13. Okay, they started to fall down in November 2013, but this official Lenin apart started in 2014. And we have a big discussion what to do in Kiev, in the heart of Ukraine. We say the heart of great Ukraine. And currently the proposal to build some monument of a current war or current soldiers, or to build a fountain. And here's a big discussion, and there are a lot of good arguments from both sides. But also we should be very, very careful, because it's also a place of memories, because who is from Germany and who visited Berlin or post DDR space, there are still a lot of monuments, Ernst Thälmann and another one, and it was one of the, Ernst Thälmann, yes, Cynthia lives next to it, it was one of the points of Soviet Union when they left DDR, to do not touch the names of the streets and these monuments, and to take care about them, because in their strategy was to return, to come back. And we also have in Ukraine such, it's already a meme, but it's not, but it's a very sad meme, that once our current president in his pre-president program told, doesn't matter how the street is named, the main idea is that it's clean and with a good electricity. But it's important how the street is named and what kind of memory it keeps.
One more argument, and we'll try.
I think it's important also because it's an issue of a community, and it's important for us, Ukraine. This topic is really painful for us. It's our pain. We have to have also a responsibility on that. And I think, as a Ukrainian, that if you really need this monument or somehow to have this memory, it has to be other initiative. Or community of the city, or Ukrainian community of the city, or ancestors, or ambassador. That initiative has to come from us, and maybe also to find resources to build it. But the German responsibility is like to change that narrative, like if there is in archives is still Donetsk is Russia or Soviet Union, to change that. If it's still in museums, because I saw a lot of in Berlin in museums, in the big museums in Berlin, well-known museums, there would be some postament came from Kharkiv and it's still written that it's south of Russia or south of Russian Empire, so it's even from 100 years ago. Or also to give this information at school. So to keep, to take care of memorialization, how it has to be, because it's a part of the history. But I think the the physical memorialization is right. It has to be an initiative from Ukraine and especially from the Ukrainian community, because then it will be not only victim position. It's really that, first of all, it's important for us, then we have to build it, just to say.
start a little bit to finish our conversation. And I will try a little bit to wrap up that, okay, here we have one strategy that was shown. That should be third strategy, yes? So we have neglecting the pain and trying to protect us or live with the fear we have about this. We could just learn how to deal with this. Or I feel it was like kind of third strategy when you just talking to people and try to find your way, to find your own way, your own agreements in your family, how it will be safe. Like it will be your own recipe. Let's say your own recipe, how you would like to tell that stories, especially to the young generation, but to make sure that they will be kept, they will be valued, and this memory will be part of the family. This is what we got from one of our interventions. I really appreciate it. And there was a discussion about the public memory and its necessity. And you made a lot of ideas. First of all, what kind of obstacles you might have or questions from the German society about this need for public memory and who should start this, who has a certain responsibility to initiate this process, but also that it still need to have this decision and continue to have this public debate about rethinking and reframing, let's say, the way how it presented in a way that Ukrainian will be seen as Ukrainians, and there will be more understanding and visibility of this difference between Soviet Union and the current Ukrainian state. And the last question would be for you, just because for us, for many of us, it was first ever experience. I'm for the first time doing this in another country in English. For the first time I'm doing forum theater with a topic which just start from history and not from, let's say, current problems. So I really faced our group faced some challenges with framing it at first. And for many of these people, it's like kind of a first experience. So I would really appreciate if you might give any feedback, any emotions or thoughts or questions you would believe in after this discussion. Just any that you can share with our actors, with our theater group, that really spent full 5 days learning about this story, putting it from their own experience of their life, and finding those questions that are close to them. So in case you can give any feedback from this kind of dialogue we have today, I really appreciate all your thoughts, all your raised hands, and even your silence. Because in forum theater we said that silence is very important. It means that everyone thinking about some important things. And so I do appreciate the silence as well. But maybe you can share something with us, what you're taking from this event with you, if anything you would like to share with us. This beautiful silence. Yes?
I found it very interesting, very nice, actually, also to already reflect within the act the whole scenery and what was like be presented, and also like already going into the thoughts when it was like when we reflected immediately after one part, the situation. No, actually we have two, but anyway. We reflected that already, like we talked about it. What's very important actually, normally when you go to the theater, you see an act and then you go and then you have to deal with it with your own like thoughts and what you take from it. but here we had the option to just discuss about it, and that's very important, especially about this topic. And yeah, I'm also here to go back into my office to talk with Sabine Kittel about it. Wow! And I think that's probably a little bit helpful because, yeah, of course, yeah, I think she will work on a kind of memory somehow in Gelsenkirchen. So yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Vielen Dank, das war auch sehr emotional, besonders die Oma.
Oh.
Ja, ich glaube, in dir hat jeder seine Oma gesehen, gehört und erinnert. Das ist jeder. Danke.
Do you want to translate?
Thank you. She said that, such a responsibility. She said that she's very grateful, especially for the grandmother's role. It was very particular. Everyone could say their grandmas in this character.
Thank you.
It's a new generation. New generation is coming.
There is another mom,
Another voice of the future.
So, if anyone else would like to share anything about this experience, questions? Yeah.
I want to say thank you. I did not know what to expect. I just passed by and dropped in, and I go with a very big present from you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for a great talk. Lots of багато роботи було зроблено, щоб цей перформанс зробити. Я так відчуваю. Всіх.
Lots of work was done. I tried to translate a bit from Ukrainian. And yeah, like you said, thank us. Everyone.
Yeah, thank you for acting this first time for some of you. I think that's also like an experience and was very well made. So yeah, very nice to watch.
Did we do the Germans well?
Yeah. It's not a discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Дякуємо
Thank you
нашій,
for coming.
thanks to our leader of the workshop, Jana.
Thank you.
And our facilitator,
Yes,
Oksana.
And the motor of this project, Eva. And exec manager, Diana.
All of the team.
Yes.
And our audience.
Thanks for staying.
We all foreigners visitors. We didn't know anyone here to invite. Thank you for showing up. We're happy that we have you. We're happy very much.
Thank you for this dialogue, and we really hope that those people who are still, whose name are not known, who faced such an unjust life and unjust death, might find this respect and this memory, and this dialogue could be input, let's say, to this step.